Hi guys, Lisa Burke here. I am a certified Pilates instructor and a licensed massage therapist. And I am going to show you how to do about a 30-minute workout here today while we're all cooped up during the coronavirus epidemic. All right guys, so I have a few things that I found around my house that we are going to use to do our workout today. And if any of you have been to my classes, you know that I can be very creative. So right here we have some hand weights. I have 5-pound hand weights because I'm pretty strong, but you can use any weight that you have at home. I also have some water bottles here filled with water that you can use. We're going to use that for a few things here to massage our feet and then also as the hand weights. I have a Pilates ring here. Those are super cheap on Amazon. I have some ankle weights. These are optional. I have here a Pilates ball. If you don't have one of these are also super cheap on Amazon. If you don't have one of these, you can also use a soccer ball, basketball. Just be creative. Don't go out and buy anything because we don't want to go out during the coronavirus and expose anyone. I also have a pole here. This is just like an old broomstick pole or something that I found in my garage. And then I also have some bands here, which you can also use towels, or just anything stretchy that you might want to use to substitute for these bands. All right guys, so we're going to start standing. Our feet are hip distance apart here, and always remember to keep that ankle, knee, hip alignment. I have my right hand is going to be on my hip here just to get started, and I'm just holding on to this pole for balance actually. If you don't need the pole, you can just put both hands on your hips. You can also grab onto the wall, that's also an option, or just a piece of furniture or anything that you might find close to grab onto. So let's go ahead and get started here. We're going to start with some footwork. So we're going to go ahead and start to lift up onto the balls of your feet as you take an inhale. And as you exhale, you're going to lower your feet down onto the mat or onto the carpet. Nice inhale here. Exhale as you lift up onto the balls of your feet. Exhale as you come on back down onto your feet flat here. So you can go back onto your heels here for just a little bit of extra if you have good balance. Going up onto the balls of your feet and then down onto your heels here. All right, so now we're going to go into a Pilates V. So our heels are touching here and feet are apart in a Pilates V position here. So same thing with our footwork. We're going to go all the way up onto the balls of your feet and then all the way back down to where your feet are flat, and then you can kind of lift your feet up so you're onto your heels. So moving forward up onto the balls of your feet, and then all the way back down, lean back slightly, lift your feet up, back up onto the balls of your feet. Try to do about 8 to 10 of these just to kind of get warmed up here. Up onto the balls of your feet, and then back down onto your heels. So now we're going to go ahead and go into running. So we're just going to alternate those heel lifts up onto the ball of your left foot first and then onto your right foot. So just alternating. We call that running in my Pilates classes. This always feels nice and good. I can hear the cracking in my feet as I come back and forth. And then both feet flat onto the floor, and then let's just go ahead into a lower and a lift. So lift up onto the balls of your feet, and then back down, lift up, and then back down, and then we'll go straight into marching. So you're going to lift your right knee up and your left knee up, alternating. And again, you can use that pole for balance. I have good balance, so I don't need the pole. But if you need that pole for balance, it's always good to have that. Lifting the right knee and the left knee. Make sure you're not lifting up too far here because you want to keep that engagement here into your hip flexor. So don't lift it up too far. Lift the left knee and the right knee, just alternating about 10 to 12 here, and then add a kick. So just add a little kick, 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 about 8 to 10. Couple more. And now we're going to go into mat work. All right, so we're gonna start with 100 just to get warmed up with get our heart rate warmed up. I'm gonna put a blanket, you can put a towel or whatever underneath my neck here just to elevate it just a little bit here. That's always an option. So palms are flat here on the mat. Shoulders are nice and relaxed here. My feet are going to be in a tabletop position here to start. My lower back is pressed down into the mat, squeezing through that belly button down into the mat here. All right, then we're going to go ahead, getting the heart rate up. We're going to go ahead and lift the upper torso up and just start to pump with the arms. Just into that 100 here, we're pumping the arms. You always have the option here to keep the neck down. That's fine. And if you want a little more engagement here in the core, you can always extend the legs out. So we're just pumping here, getting the blood flow going, pump the arms. Make sure you're breathing. I'm going to take a little rest here with my neck, and then I'm going to go right back into it, lifting up here, and then relax out of that. All right, so now we're going to go into some roll downs. Reaching that pole up towards the ceiling. Nice deep breath here. Nice roll, one vertebrae at a time down through the spine until you're laying flat on the mat here. Deep breath here. Exhale, lifting up, reach up towards the ceiling. I'm going to give you some options here. So rolling down here. We're going to roll back up. This is going to be hard for a lot of people to roll up. So some people are going to have to use their elbows to get yourself up, and that's fine. That's what you need to do to start out here. So we're going to roll down. Inhale here. Exhale as you lift yourself up. Really working that core. Lowering it down. Options to make it harder here. You can lift one leg. Make sure that your legs are nice and even here. You're not lifting your hip. You're lifting that leg slightly. So deep breath here. Exhale as you lift up again, using those arms if you need to. Lift up and down. Nice deep breath. Exhale, a few each leg. Lifting up. Reach up towards the toe. And then rolling back down. And then the other leg, left leg lifts. Kind of readjust yourself here. Nice deep breath. Exhale as you lift up. Reach towards the toes and roll yourself back down. Now go ahead and grab onto that ring if you have one. And again, if you don't have a ring, just find something around your house that you can substitute for the ring. Go ahead and put that ring in between your ankles here, and then put your legs straight up towards the ceiling. And then squeeze and add some tension on that ring. So squeeze with your Achilles. So your feet are actually externally rotated out here just a little bit. And you're going to feel that engagement here on your inner thigh muscles. All right, so from here, we're going to go ahead. If you've been to my reformer classes before, just pretend like you have those straps in your arms here, and what we're going to do is we're going to lower the arms and the legs at the same time. Now the starting position would be here in a tabletop position, again making sure that you're not bringing your knees in past the midline towards the chest. The more you have a straight line here with your knees, the more engagement you're going to feel here in with the core. My lower back is pressed down into the mat. Belly button is squeezing down. That's going to prevent any lower back discomfort with this exercise. All right, so I'm here in tabletop position to start. My arms are straight up towards the ceiling. I'm going to inhale here, and I'm going to exhale as I pull the arms down. I'm going to extend those legs out and add a squeeze on that ring. Options here. Arms straight up towards the ceiling. My legs are in a tabletop position. My arms are going to come down. Legs are extend. I'm going to squeeze, and I'm going to add that upper body extension here. Squeeze in on the ring as you exhale, and then slowly bring yourself back down onto the mat. Nice deep breath here. Exhale. We're going to start this time. We're going to start with our legs straight up to the ceiling and our arms straight. This is the advanced version here. Arms and legs straight up. Nice deep breath here. Exhale. Arms and legs both flow lower down at the same time as you lift your upper torso. Squeeze in on the ring, and now bring it all back up to the starting position. Now, If you've ever been to my classes, you know that I will never stop without adding a more advanced version. So you can always add those weights to that exercise. So with the ring in between your ankles here, adding that squeeze, you just add the weights here. So nice deep breath here, exhale. You're gonna lower your arms and legs down at the same time, nice and slow, squeezing in on the ring, add that tension, and then lower your spine down onto the mat as you bring the legs straight up towards the ceiling. Nice deep breath here, exhale, arms and legs both come down, squeeze in on the ring. Now add some pulses, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Relax. Bring those knees into the chest and gently just rock side to side with the hips. Side to side with those hips. All right, so from here, let's go ahead and put those feet in between that ring now, and then take those Achilles and just squeeze out on the ring this time. All right, so this time, we're gonna take that, you're gonna take your legs, so you're gonna start straight up here, and then you're gonna add those pulses out on the ring as you bring those legs down more to a 45-degree angle. Now the key to this exercise is you really have to make sure that you're pressing that lower back down into the mat, squeezing the belly button down into the mat. Otherwise you don't want to have any lower back discomfort with this exercise. So here we go, weights are optional. Nice deep breath here. Exhale, as the ring comes down, the arms are going to come down, upper body extension here, pressing out on the ring. Make sure you're breathing, and then slowly, I'm still pressing out on the ring, bringing the legs up, bringing the arms back up to the starting position, and then my neck lowers down onto the mat. And again, try to do as many as you're comfortable with. I usually try to do about 8 to 10. All right, so let's go ahead and go into some sideline leg work. So I'm gonna lay down on my left side here. I've got my blanket here. I'm just gonna lay my head on this blanket. You can also put your head here on the ball. It kind of elevates you a little bit here so you're not scrunched down into your shoulders so much. It's whatever's comfortable for you. So I'm going to go ahead and make sure that my hips are nice and stacked here. And then I'm going to grab on to one of these bands here. I think I'm going to go for the heavy. I think I'm going to go for the heavy today. All right, so I'm going to lay down on my side. I'm going to go ahead and take that band and place it around my ankles. You can do this with or without the band. With or without the band. Either way, you're going to feel this. So my hips are stacked. My legs are nice and straight here. I've got my hand on my hip just to remind myself to stay in proper form here. I'm going to go ahead and lift the leg up here and lower it back down. So you're feeling that nice. You lift it up as far as you can here. Nice tension here with the band. Couple more here. Try to do 8 to 10 of each of these exercises. Maybe more. Sometimes you don't feel the burn until about 12 to 15. So hold it here, hold it up here, feel that tension here in the side of your leg, and then go ahead and start to sweep that leg forward. You're just going to sweep it forward. You have to really make sure that bottom leg is nice and planted into the mat. So inhale here, exhale, bring that hip forward. Exhale as you sweep it forward. Hold it here, hold it here. You're just gonna lift that leg up, lower the toes down towards the carpet, lift it up, lower it back down. I'm really feeling this burn here in the side of my hip flexors here. Really working into that glute medius muscle, that little tiny muscle here. It's right in there, right next to that gluteus maximus here, and people forget about that muscle. It's a tiny muscle here in your hip. Lift it up, lower it back down, and then we're going to do little pulses back here. Little pulses. Plant that left leg nice and strong into the mat. Little pulses back with that right leg. Couple more. Whew. And then relax. All right, take off the band here, and then we're going to resituate yourself so you're nice and planted here. Hips are stacked here into the mat. I want to give you another option here. So if you want to go up onto your elbow here, I like to do that. I think it's more comfortable for me, but it's whatever works for you. All right, so left leg is nice and planted into the mat. You're going to take that right leg and you're just going to do little circles. Baby circles, fast. Little fast baby circles. And then you're going to reverse those circles. And now you're going to start to make the circles bigger, but you're still fast with the circles. Reverse the direction. And now you're going to make the circles really big as you can possibly get those circles. And then you're going to reverse the direction of the circle. Whew. All right, so now we're going to do the other side. So I'm going to go back onto my forearm. I've changed down to a medium band for this side just because I've had a little hip pain here and I just want to make sure that I still want to work it, but I don't want to aggravate it in any way. So go ahead and place those bands around those ankles. Your hips are nice and stacked and you're just going to lower and lift that leg. So you're going to lift it up, lower it back down. And I probably won't do as many on this side just because my hip's been bothering me. And then just come sweep that leg forward. Sweep it forward. Now with the lower weight here, I have actually a better range of motion here. A better range of motion here with this side as I sweep that leg forward here. Make sure you're breathing here. And then go ahead and little pulses back. Little pulses back with that leg. Little pulses. Now option here, you can keep that band on or you can take the band off as we do those little circles. Fast little baby circles. And reverse. My hip's starting to bother me here, so I'm going to take that band off, but I'm going to get right back into it. Little baby circles fast. Reversing the direction, little babies. I'm doing a couple extra there because I had to take the band off. Now my circles are going to get bigger. I'm going to recheck my body so that my hips are nice and stacked. I want to make sure I keep proper form here. Reverse the direction. And now the biggest circles I can possibly do. Nice, big circles. And breathing and reversing the direction of those circles. And now we're going to move on to bridges. So back down onto our backs here. I've got the Pilates ball. Just because I like to have something that I can use to keep me grounded, something I can use to kind of lift up with. But we're going to lift up with your pelvis here and going up into the bridges. Now think about one vertebrae at a time again. Think about your vertebrae. All those little spiny processes that are down your spine. Think about every single one of those slowly, slowly, slowly lifting up. And I'm lifting up with the ball here, kind of keeps me grounded. Make sure my feet are nice and flat here on the mat. Slowly bringing that back down. Anytime you go to physical therapy for your lower back, you're going to have this in your rehab program. Bridges are good for any rehab program for your knees, your ankles, your lower back. It's just a really, really good exercise here. One vertebrae at a time, slowly lifting up. Slowly, one vertebrae at a time. Don't cheat. Make sure you get every little tiny vertebrae. down onto the mat. Deep breath here. Exhale. My back is actually going to arch so I can get down to my sacrum, down into the vertebrae on the actual very, very lower part of your back. So deep breath here. Exhale as you push the lower back down into the mat and then lift up until you're kind of up onto your shoulder blades here. Nice deep breath. Exhale slowly, one vertebrae at a time, bringing it back down onto the mat. So remember that Pilates V. Let's take those feet into a Pilates V. We're on our heels. We're on our heels in a Pilates V. This is going to change this exercise just a little bit here. I'm going to grab onto my ball. Deep breath here. Exhale slowly, one vertebrae at a time. Lift up into that bridge. Hold it. Hold it here at the top. Bring the knees together. Bring the knees apart. Squeeze the glutes. Bring the knees together. Bring the knees apart. I'm going to add some chest presses. Bring the knees together as you push up with the ball, up onto your fingertips here. Bring the knees together. You bring the ball back down. You can use a weight. You can use anything if you want to challenge yourself. Back down onto the mat. Lifting up with the bridge. Legs come apart. Squeeze the glutes. Knees come together. Slowly bringing it back down onto the mat. All right, so we're going to add a little cardio here. We're going to get our heart rate up just a little bit here during this workout here. So we're going to do some fire hydrants. I'm on all fours here. Now, if this is bothering my knees here, I can just take a blanket or a pillow, towel, whatever you have, and just kind of place it underneath your knees. And that's going to help with any pressure that you might have on your knees. All right, so here we go. Right leg first. The left toes are curled under. Right leg, you're going to fire hydrant up for 30. So nice and fast. We're getting that heart rate up here. 30 fire hydrants here. And if you've been to my classes before, you know that I cannot count and that I always have my students count for me so that I can keep track. And believe me, they remind me if I don't have the right numbers. So nice, fast fire hydrants. I have no idea, but I'm thinking that I want to do about 30 of these because I want to feel that burn in my hip. So once you start to feel the burn, add the kick. So I'm kicking that leg out. Kick it. 8 more. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Then you're going to kick it back for 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Make sure you don't lean. Make sure you have equal weight on each one of your hands here. We're going to go into the other side here. So left side here, fire hydrant. Equal weight, all four. All four, both legs and both arms. Fire hydrant with the left leg, nice and fast for about 30 till you feel that burn in your hip. So fast, get the heart rate up. We don't do a whole lot of cardio in Pilates, but I always try to add just a little bit in because it's really important to get our heart rate up no matter what workout that you're doing. So about 30, make sure that you're breathing. So about 30, my hip is burning and I'm going to start to kick. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Kick it back. So 10, 9. Make sure I don't lift one hip higher than the other. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Go down into a child's pose stretch from here. So forehead touches the mat, fingertips stretch all the way out, and sit back down into that child's pose, just for a nice stretch here. All right, so while we're on all fours here, let's go ahead and go into our plank series. We were doing really good in my classes we were almost up to 2 minutes with planks, and then the coronavirus hit, so now we're all homebound. All right, so we're going to stay on all fours here. We're going to start doing some planks to warm up here on our knees. All right, so move yourself just a little bit forward here. Make sure you have your shoulders all right on top of your wrists here, okay? And just kind of rock back and forth and make sure that you get equal weight on all fours here. All right, so now you're just gonna rock forward and down into a tricep push-up here. I'm gonna move my water bottles up here just a little bit. So my palms are flat here on the mat. Nice deep breath here. As I lean forward, I'm activating my core here. Tricep push-up. This is like a modified long stretch in Pilates Reformer. So here we go, leaning forward, tricep push-up on your knees. Again, if you're advanced and you want to go up into a full plank, leaning forward, tricep push-up, back up. That's a little ambitious, but you guys can do it. Just try one. Just try one. Lean forward, tricep push-up, back up, and then back down onto your knees, child's pose. Deep breath here. You're going to come right back up. All right, so you're on all fours. Go ahead and lift the right leg. Now, I'm not lifting my right hip. I'm just lifting my right leg. My hips are nice and stable. Lift the left arm now and just hold it. And then I'm going to add some twist and crunch. So I'm going to take my left elbow to my right knee and I'm going to twist my torso, really working that core, and then lift it back up. So try to do about 10, twist and crunch, lift it back up. Reach out with your fingertips, reach out with your toes. Hips are nice and stable here. I think I'm on 3. Couple more. And back down into a child's pose. All right, then lifting yourself back up. Now, if this is bothering your wrist or your arm, go down onto your forearms. That's definitely a modification that you can do for this one. So let's go ahead and do the opposite side. So I'm going to turn around here. You're on all fours, equal weight. Left leg lifts. Hips are stable. Right arm lifts. Hold it. Now you're going to twist and crunch. Elbow to knee. Lift it back out. Twist and crunch. Now if my wrist is getting a little tired here, I'm going to go down onto my forearm here. Definitely takes the tension off my shoulder here when I do that. Twist and crunch. Couple more. And then back down into a child's pose. We always have to stretch, kind of end here with a little stretch. So we're gonna sit Indian style here, or if this bothers your knee, you can always sit with your legs straight out in front of you. Lift up tall, reach the crown of the head up towards the ceiling here. And then just go ahead and twist your body over to the left for a nice torso twist. Try to look over your left shoulder if you can. And then twist over to the opposite side. Hold it for about 5 counts. And then back towards the center here. And then go ahead and take your left ear to your left shoulder, and then take the fingertips of your left hand over onto that right ear and just kind of pull down on your neck. And take the right arm behind your back. It kind of isolates that trapezius muscle there, the trapezius muscle that attaches up here on the back of your neck and then up and right here on your shoulder. So you want to make sure that you get the insertion of the muscle all the way down from the start to the finish of the muscle. So our right arm behind the back, really reach over. And then look down, look up. Each time you move your neck, you're getting into different muscles in your neck that you're stretching. So left arm behind your back, right arm. Look down. Look up. And now interlace your fingers behind the head and just let your arms hang heavy over your head, chin to your chest. Nice stretch up through the back of your spine. All right, so now we're going to lay down onto our backs. Grab onto that ring again here. Take the ring onto the ball of your right foot and just extend that left leg out, right leg up towards the ceiling here, and just pull down on the ring with both hands. You're going to feel a nice stretch down into your hamstring here. And hold the stretch. The further up onto the ball of your foot you get with that ring, the more stretch you're going to get in through your calf. All right, so then I'm going to scoot out a little bit so I have some space here. You're going to take that leg straight up. I'm flexible, so I can get my hamstring nice and long and stretched. But now I'm going to release that to where my leg is straight up towards the ceiling now. And with my left hand, I'm going to take that ring across my body here. Straight across, not up here, straight across. That's going to get into your IT band here on the side of your hip. Stretching that leg across your body here. Then kind of just take your gaze over to your right arm. Now bend that knee and place the ankle on top of the left knee, and then take the ring on the bottom of the left foot and pull back. It's a nice stretch here into your glute muscle here. If you have any problems with sciatica, this is a really good stretch for that. All right, right leg extends out, left leg up towards the ceiling. I'm going to take that ring on the bottom of the ball of the left foot. Now I'm going to pull back. Nice hamstring stretch here. I'm going to hold that stretch for 5 counts. Then release that leg to where you're straight up towards the ceiling. Grab onto the ring with your right hand and bring that leg across your body here. Nice IT band stretch. Take the gaze over to the left arm. Couple breaths here. And then bend that knee and place the ankle on top of the right knee. Take that ring on the ball of the right foot. Pull back, nice glute stretch here. All right, take both feet inside that ring and just pull back, nice bilateral hamstring stretch here. And then push up onto that ring, up onto the balls of your foot, and then a nice deep stretch down into the calves on both legs. All right, drop that ring. And now we're going to go into some short spine work just to stretch out the spine to end here. So bring the knees into your chest here. And then you're just going to rock your body to where you're seated here, rolling down onto your spine. Just rock and roll back with that spine, really getting a deep stretch into your whole spine here. Okay, that's it. Thanks for joining me during my 30-minute mat Pilates workout you can do right here at home while we're quarantined during this corona pandemic.